YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is a bonus episode of Junk Journal Round Robin. There is no day attached because I am going to be showing you some cover progress. And this is Mary Ellen, this is future Mary Ellen visiting you and saying that all is well from the future. I still have a cup of tea, so let's jump right into it. So you are generally aware that both Cindy and Shell have been providing material as some of the Junk Journal Round Robin materials, and I have been Hordy McHordison with some of that stuff with the intention of making a journal cover. I think I showed you the original. And so this is where we are at the moment. And this has become a crazy quilt. Now I need to check. Boop. Yeah, generally. Move that over a bit that way. So as long as I'm on the green map, you should be able to see. And also if you're on an iPad or an iPhone and you drop your fingers like that on the screen and you stretch it out, you should be able to zoom in if you want to see some more details of any of the bits and pieces. I don't have enough confidence playing around with my phone yet to be able to do that accurately. So, cast a shadow. My thought, and I do have one, is that the journal cover will look like this. There will be a flap, and that there will be a front, a back, and then an inside. And I've taken as my central inspiration for the embellishing and sewing on of this. So the sewing on was done with K3N Studio, K3N Stitching, K3N. Anyway, she showed very early on in her weekly make a method of basting on fabric. So I did the baste on, I think that's what I showed you. And then another, well, both K3N in terms of, and then you've got something basted, now you embellish it. And then using the crazy quilt ideas from Runs with Pit Bulls, Rebecca. And so this is where we're at so far. Don't know if I should show you a tour or not. I can show you some highlights. So I think I showed you that there was, I made two snippet rolls. Oh, here's the other one. So a narrow snippet roll and a wide snippet roll. And I've been using the narrow one, and I've placed some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots that really sort of fill in some of the space in a way that's really satisfying to look at, because there's all these extra little bits and pieces. That's kind of fun. Another highlight is, where are they? So here and here and here, and then all the way along here and here and here. I have basted the fleece, which turned out really fun. I kind of like that a lot. There was 3 spots of lace. So there is lace here, which I didn't sew all the way down, so that there's some movement. Also some movement here. And then on this side here, I basically took the lace, tied it into a single knot, and then placed it down. So this is sort of a knot that sticks up, but not overly. This was the material that Shell gave for one of the days, and I instantly just said, we're not going to make anything with that today, we're going to put it on the cover. And it has got Pride of Place front cover. So the stitches are what I've been down a rabbit hole of crazy quilts and how to best embellish. Runs with Pit Bulls does these basic stitches, and then she does a tremendous amount of additional beadwork, stitch work, lace work, applique, etc., etc. Und so weiter, und so weiter. And I thought maybe a little bit of beading. a little bit of beating wouldn't hurt. And so I went in search of bits. And so that's what we probably will do for at least part of this hour. We might not get to sewing today, but we might get to sorting out a pile of my crap. So this is just a bag of thread that I thrifted. This is my bin of threads that I'm actively using. I have a magnet on the side of this dish, which is where my needle goes, and then I've got clips and other bits and pieces there. So this is really just mechanics. Ooh, let's bring this stuff up. Hang on. 2 needle cases. More thread. I am not wanting for thread. This is some really posh thread from, it's either Sue Spargo. I think this is probably Sue Spargo. And there might be some in here from, no, I think this is all Sue, no, maybe not. Yeah, I think this is all Sue Spargo. She is a very high-end embroidery and needle work purveyor. I think she lives in Ohio. She comes from South Africa. And then these are dyed in a place in Africa called, somewhere in Africa, there's probably a country that it comes from. I don't know what it is. And it's called the House of Embroidery. And the women there, I think they're largely women, do extraordinary work. So I need not want for threads. If I can't pick a color with all that, then I'm in serious trouble. And these are my needles. They go in supplies. So I have bin 1. And I'm sort of looking around. What do I want? I want a sheet of paper. I'm just putting white down so that you might be able to see it a bit better. So I've got 1, 2, there should be a third, 3 bins of stuff that we need to look through before we can really get to sewing. So this and this are both pieces of fabric that are for the Christmas journal. So I'm doing actually 2 covers at the same time. I'm doing this one and the Christmas one. Not Christmas one, December daily. And I've got leaves, so that should go in the Christmas December daily. And then we have a whole pile of other stuff. And this is December daily, I think. Oh, that's nice. And so there's one of the problems with this is it's too high. So hang on. I think we can fix that. Be right back. So I have 2 things. This is a mushroom container. This is both of them have been washed, and this is like meat styrofoam. So let's put that in there. Slightly better. And what happens is I will do a project and then I'll just go, oh, I have nowhere else to put it. I'll just put it with all the other stuff. And this turns out to be all the other stuff. Oh, look at that. Wow. I've used that because we're now on like inch 38. I wonder what I used that for. Genuinely, not a clue. That is a Lego. Not likely to sew the Lego anyways. And these are weird little mini food things that open somehow. Oh, this way. Just cut my nails, so I have none. And if I do that, I'm gonna just ruin my nails. But there's that one, and then there's these Otter Pops. I don't know what these are. I'm not going to do it. Just trust me that they're little containers. One is Mentos and the other is Otter Pops. So we've got some of those. So these are Suffolk Puffs made from napkins. Because I wanted to see, so a Suffolk Puff with fabric is high and with napkin is low. So I think that's also stuff that I don't really need. And then we have, oh, there's a key. Well, that's fun. And then there's all this other stuff. So what am I looking for? What am I looking for? I should be looking for bits that I can put on this from an embellishment standpoint that shouldn't be too complicated. Now the butterflies I think would go. That might go. It's a little tiny bead. Now there's a bunch of these ring things that you could probably do, they're called something. What are they called? When you embroider all the way around them and then you wrap them and then you weave them. It's a Dorset button. Look at me. Now, do I want blingy on that? I don't think so, because I don't. The Christmas is the December Daily is the one where I want the blingy. So these are just bits that I can sew on somewhere, like that blue. What's that? Oh yeah, it's a skull. Never mind. Nope. So I think we're done kind of looking around that one. Okay. So I can put those back. Oh, these blue flowers. I think we can do that. And can I do the white one? I can put the white one there and I might be able to change the color. So how's that as a thought? Okay. So this is the red. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for something on the tiny or something interesting. That's I don't know if you can see that. It's green, white, and gray on a single button. It's a very pretty button. So I have gone down, while we're sort of fishing around here, I have really gone down deeply the rabbit hole of, I can take it out and I'll either sew it on or I will call it broken and then move on. Let's call it broken. And I have another one of those in yellow. Down the rabbit hole of crazy quilting. There. Is that enough? Sure. So let's call that one done. Oops, well, you know, they wanted to be out. Oh, there's another yellow one. No idea if, when, how I'm going to be using any of those. So we've got that. So that's that one. Let's put that in here so that we don't have it all flying all over everywhere. which is exactly what's going to happen if I don't. There, and then that can go there. Okay, so we have 2 bins, that bin and then that bin. So next up, we have these, which are your basic beads that I think are coming from there. So I think we can keep some of those. And somewhere in my needle nest, I have fine beads. And are there any good colors? There's that pink, there's hot pink, and there's this hot pink I think might be the only one that I would be willing to use. Put that there. Okay. Get those out of the way. This one is a massive amount of yum. This is, I don't know if you can see the colors here. They're brownish and greenish and sort of a yellowy, so I'll put those there. These are pearl. I don't think so. These are large, and I think these come from Jennifer Dirtle, truth be told. And she has an incredibly yummy selection of beads. So she's got these shapes. That is an amazing shape. So there's some large ones that that won't go for this project, and we'll put back in here just because they can fit. Oh, yeah, it's a hot chili pepper. That's fun. Oh, that's neat. That's a wire heart. Whee! Well, that's fun. So we've got that. Got that. So I'm looking for things that are... Oh, there's another one. Flat. That could be sewable. Ooh, look at that. Those are charms. These have holes in them? It's got one hole in it. Well, it's also got one hole. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these. Oh, and here's a little bird. That's a teardrop that's got, it's not a teardrop, it's like a connector on a necklace. So it goes from like one string and then you can dangle down some other bits. It says here, this might not go, but it's under the banner of that circle kind of idea. Oh, there's a bear, there's a big bear. I like him. Anything else? I don't think so. I think we're okay. We can always go back if we run out. I don't think we're going to run out because I don't think I have enough real estate or time to do that kind of embellishment. And I don't really know what I'm doing yet. I've been just absorbing as much as I possibly can from Rebecca's channel. And the more I watch, the more the more is revealed to me that it's like, wow, you don't know what you're doing really, Mary Ellen, do you? And she does these I keep thinking it's like, okay, well, now that's done. And she's like, okay, well, that's a good start. Oh. And then she does like a whole pile of other things, which is pretty great. And then we have this. Okay. Do I have a thing to go with that? I do. Which is this. So I started doing, let's do this one first because then we can offload the top. So I've got these flowers. Got a couple more flutterbys. These, I think, come from, that's a little piece of leather. Okay, so that isn't, but this is. I think this comes from flower decoration where you have a massively large bow and then you use these 4 points to tie the bow to something, and then this bow, because it's got wires like that, you can then twist into something. So I think it's a mount. It's the long-winded way of saying that. And I've got a whole bunch more rings, and I like these yellow buttons. And I've got another pink one. Oh, and I got another one of those. And this chain, which, not really feeling it. And I think this is full of these kind of a little bit too large beads. They're not flat. They're more for the dangling up and down. Though that's flat. Flat-ish. Not flat enough, but I think that goes in here. Oh, what are these red ones? These red ones are fun. Not for this project. Okay. We'll do that. And then this, I think, is not the right color for this, but that would be it. Just, you can see that there is a ring, and you would be able to just clip off those bits there and then just baste that whole jewel on, which would be super fun. Okay, now back to this one. And I can put that over in the big bin. And okay, so this one has got little beads in it, which I think is pretty great, and it's got buttons in it, also pretty great. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Oh, a steampunk cog. Oh, I've got a pile of those. I made these little knitted owls for a while, and I used that bead as the nose. And this is a stitch marker. Don't know what it's doing there. That could be a bell if it had a ringer. Handmade bead. Fancy glass bead. So this one has got, like I say, largely the little beads. The law of sort of physics, when you have stuff of different sizes and you want to sort them, you put them in a bin like this and you jiggle it around and all the big stuff comes to the top. And all the little stuff sinks to the bottom. And I don't think I want any of those. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Don't know that I'm going to sew it on anything. So I'm going to put all these little ball pins in there. And these are little pieces of like coiny things. Huh. That's a ladybug. Oh, it's another one of those weird ones. Oh, that's a leaf. Fun. No. So I like this one, and I like that, and I don't like those. Not for this application anyways. Is that enough? Enough sorting? I'll do one more. These are largely buttons. I like that purple one. Oh, there's another little shape. Not gonna use that. Not gonna use that. That's black. Too big. Black. Okay, good enough. Okay, so we've got, what do we have? We've got all of this, and I'm tempted to just dump all this in there. Do we think that's a good idea? I don't really hear anything unanimous. I almost want to pull this and this out. I'm not going to. I don't need that. Well, let's try. At least then it will all be flat. Here we are. Okay. Boarding house reach. And so this can be my embellishment options. It's a bit big. Fun, not for this application. Okay. And I've got these, which I now don't feel like I need because it's like I probably, not these. I'll sprinkle a few in. It's kind of like making, is it like it making, oh yeah, they're much bigger. Shaker cards. Put that over there. Yeah, good enough. Very, very small. And then these I will keep. I probably don't need now. And then these are fleurs. And blue and purple might be the only ones that I need. So let's get rid of those. The whites go back. Okay. I think we've got something sorted here. Okay, there we are, there we are, there we are. Okay, so now we've got a smorgasbord of options, and we have them in a bin that we can see. We can all see. And it is a bin that seems to be somewhat secure. Secure-ish. Now we look at this and we look at our bin and we go, huh, that's great. And how am I going to get them from here to here? Might be better if I used it in parts. I kind of want to do, I saw, what was the thing that she used? She used this, which is the herringbone or the hem stitch. Yeah, that's a better one. Oh, she had just this one strip that went down a piece of fabric. It was like this. And she goes, okay, I'm just going to do something. And then she picked up a single seed bead. She put it in. And then I thought, okay, that's what she was going to do in the X's of all of them. And then she picked up a rocaille, which is like the long skinny ones. And then she went, if the dot is here, then she went 1, 2, 3. And I said, okay, that's what she's going to do in each one. And then the next one, she did a pearl, a single pearl. And that was what she then alternated all the way along. So she had 3 different kinds of beads in 2 different patterns and 3 different colors along one side. And I thought, okay, and now she's done. And then she did the completely identical idea with different beads in different colors and different shapes on that side. And by the time she was done, it looked stunning, of course, because she had done so much work on it. Okay, what is easy? It's straightforward. Butterflies. Butterflies are easy, and these are buttons. Will these go anywhere? Now I need to be careful about where the fold is. Okay, those are all the wrong color, because they need to be on like that color. So maybe not. Maybe I just two front buttons. Call it a day. Let's do that. I don't know what has been threaded. This might be just loose thread. It is loose thread. That's loose thread. That's loose thread. I would like a needle, please. Oh, that's got thread in it. Look at that. You live well. And while the selection of the goes that way. Sure. The selection of the thread is neither really here nor there. I think I like that better up there. It probably does matter a little bit. Oh, I don't have a thimble in. You just like pick whatever color. I don't know that there is really any kind of like crazy quilt, I think, is part of the essential design of it, is that it's not overthought, it's not overproduced. And I say that after describing that beadwork that Rebecca had done, and it's like, well, but it still looks accidental in a way. There we are. Anyways, I hope you're enjoying the sort process. It is, I should put into the title that this is really a stitching episode and not a papercraft one, because I don't know that everybody is on board with watching stitching. And that is totally okay. Look at that, practically done. Oh, yeah, maybe that's where it goes. That feels a little better. We can use one of these colors. Sure. I'm just going to put that back in the bin because I'm not going to use any. Oh. I don't know. If we do that. I kind of like that better. So we can do that. Get rid of those. Mm-hmm. Come on, you can do it. Here. Okay, what else do I want to, so 2 buttons done, practically finished. What do I want to do now? I'm just placing these to see what it would look like. I am making no commitments. Okay, that's pink. I know it's pink. Sure, why not? I could use beads, but I don't think I want to use beads. Why do I not want to use beads? I don't want to use beads because I think it needs something slightly more substantive with the lace. Is there a decent red? Ooh, what's this one? These all kind of match. This poking around is great fun for the people who like this kind of poking around, and crazy making for the people who don't. I think it goes this way. I'll do that anyways. And sewing on buttons can be fun too. You can, there's a whole different kind of ways that you can put a button on. You can do like the X way, you can make a square. I always do that. Regularly do that, not always. If you're not using it as a functional button, you can sew in the button and then put it on the outside rim. These are non-functional buttons, of course. Do I need 100? Not really. Nah. I'm not going to cut it off. I'm just going to tie it off, which is another thing I learned from Rebecca. It's like, oh, tying it off is such a great idea. That's exactly what she calls it, tying off. I don't like that, but I do like that color. So you have this sort of as a permanent placement. It's not going to unwind while you do your next one, but you don't have to undo and do up your thread again. Come on. There we are. There. I need one more. That's the pink one. Yep, that's good. Yeah, let's do it that way. The first stroke or the first placement that you have of something always feels very severe because you've gone from nothing to something, and that's a huge jump. But then after a while, you're just putting more things on, and you're looking at a cohesive thing as opposed to sort of an intensity. And I think that's what Kelly does with the, we're just going to put down a grid first when we're doing the Trovember. And that's, we're just going to put something down. We don't have to worry about it. It doesn't need to be fancy. You're just going to put down a grid. And then you sort of broken the, not the silence, but you've broken the white. I'm almost certain that these are buttons that would be off of thrifted stuff or from like a button packet from the dollar store or thrift shop. They weren't certainly purpose purchased. There. And so whenever all of this backing or this embellishment gets finished, what I will do then is I just want to do just an extra one because it's a bigger button. Back it with, what did I want to back it with? I've got to go find it. Drop cloth, which is a coarse kind of canvas. There. There. Okay. Okay. Looks like almost nothing has changed. But something has changed. I mean, this piece of lace there was a lot of white space there, and there was a lot of green space here. So I feel like I've filled in those two blanks a bit. Here is a beading needle. Put the beading needle back and then see what this needle can go through this tiny hole. I'm going to say probably not because it's probably an 11. Yep, it doesn't. So we're going to have to go back to the beading needle. That's a valiant try. The only issue with the beading needle is a beading needle is super tiny and hard to thread. Do that. And I am just going to use a piece of gray thread, which is right here. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and thread this needle. There we go. Good job. Watch out. And again, one question's, why on earth did I cut my nails just at this juncture? So what do I want to do? This pink attracts me. This pink attracts me. Can I do them? Do something a little bit bigger. Probably should have thought a little bit further along than I have. Well, let's try this. Let's, okay. Hang on, wait. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do the shocking pink. This is the last thing that we do today, and we're gonna do something with this pink here. I don't entirely know what. So one of the things that, so I am doing nothing but 100% copying of things that I've seen Rebecca do. So she did a 3 bead, 1, 2, 3. And she just did 3 beads, crossed it over, undo the ridiculous knot that you just have. There we are. I think, maybe. There, yep. Where'd the needle go? So there. Okay. Next one up. Still working on not having enough contrast. And I probably shouldn't have just dumped these little beads on here. It would have probably been easier for me to just put them on a little table, like a little small individual surface. There. So it's essentially 3 along that is creating a line. Did I say that out loud or did I say it in my head? That I'm still learning about this whole notion of contrast. So I thought this was going to be great contrasting thread, and it wasn't. It blended in so ridiculously well that you can't tell that there's two different colors of threads, nor the intricate design. So it still needs work. Oops. One. Oops, nope. Come on. One. Two. Three. That styrofoam might be a really useful beading tool. Insofar as that when you put your needle down, there is a certain amount of traction that the styrofoam naturally will give the needle because the needle goes in, or at least it pins. Ouch. That pinned me. There we are. Now we're getting somewhere. Go down. Come up. You see that? That looks much better. Much better. I think I've mentioned this before, that there is a meme that when there is a smash cut between, you know, a short video or whatever, to signify that time has passed, there is a French accent that happens that says 1 hour later. And I feel like that's possibly appropriate for me. 1 hour later. These pinks are very irregular. I know you can buy beads that are, you know, check beads or whatever, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's like that expensive for those few beads. It's like, yep, it is totally worth it because it is consistent size. You're paying for engineering, and sometimes when you're doing fine work like this, it is totally worth it. I have a very fine beading need, and I have dollar store beads. I don't need to do. I'm not sewing Swarovski crystals. But I do love watching the coutures women do that with gowns. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's such delicate work, and they are such masters at their job, or masters at their craft, I should say. Well, that's improved this bit tremendously. I only have a couple more left. Killing. Woo! Running out of pink. There's one. There's two. There's three. I'm also very lucky that this needle is going very easily through this fabric. This would be an absolute pain if it didn't. There's one. Shout it out if you can find the other pinks, any remaining ones. Two, that one, yep. Come on, whee! There. And there. I feel like I should just do a couple of back stitches first. It's so fine when you're using a single thread. Which is silly because sewing machine uses a single thread. I'm just gonna put that back in there. Okay, and I think we're gonna be good for now. And so, what have we done? Oh yeah, that looks way better. So we've done that beading, those 2 buttons, and then those 5 buttons. Well, it's starting to change still. It's getting, oh, it's so yummy to hold on to. I wish there was like feel-o-vision that you could just run your hands over it and just feel all the different textures and the movement and the bits and the pieces. I'm really hoping that when I get this into a journal shape, that it will look all right. Oh, look at that. Falls perfectly. Well, might not fall perfectly if I have like a 2-inch spine. I don't know, it still would. It would just be part of the back. Different, fall in different spot. Anyways, I'm going to call this a video. It's a bonus video from future Mary Ellen. Hope you enjoyed it. I will be back. I might do a little bit more offline. I might come back and do a little bit more online. And if not, I might work on the Christmas journal. So I'm going to do some sewing, I think, for the next little while as my bonus videos. As always, please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.